Okay, now we're back at the car. We've got to just mount our ballast again. So that's going to feed through this headlight compartment first. Okay, so we did the lower two connections first. Now we moved up here. We secured our ballast on with these two 10 millimeter nuts. Now we're putting the cover back on. Just position that into place, snap it in, and now we've got these two connections for the ballast. Put them into place, and there you go. Now we can move on to securing the headlight. Okay, so we've got our headlight partially in. It's not even screwed into place yet. It's just placed in there, and we've found our wires coming out the back. Before you go through all the trouble of bolting it down, putting on the headlight washer and all the trim, test your stuff. So we're going to take this wire and we're going to strip it down and hook it up to our kit and just run it and make sure everything's working before we put it all back together. Okay, so just to run our test, I've just connected these two wires very loosely, and I'm just going to flip on the angel eyes after I connect the battery in the trunk. The negative terminal is disconnected. So I'm going to go connect the battery terminal and test these before we go through the trouble of putting this headlight back in completely. Okay, we've got our remote kit system installed here. The wires are all over the place. So we're going to take these, tuck them away so everything's nice and clean and you can't even see that anything is in here. But now we're going to have the remote key entry. So when you use your remote on your car, your angel eyes will go on. There we go. Looks great. So it means that when you're walking to your car from across the parking lot, boop, you open it up, your lights go on. Okay, this is the point we're using as the ground. So this is the constant ground. Then we're going to run our positive line over here. We're going to tuck it underneath this weather stripping to get it out of the way, and run this line right down here to this positive terminal, where we can secure it with this nut on the top. I've got a 3/4 inch socket on here, which generally works for batteries and large connections on German cars. I know there's probably a metric equivalent. I think it's a 17 millimeter, but 3/4 works fine. We've got our wiring loom here. The front passenger side is hooked up. We need to zip tie that into place. And now we're going to hook up the second trigger switch, which will allow the angel eyes to stay on even when the interior lights go off. So we're going to run one loom across the top here. We're just going to hide it under here, zip tie it across the top. And underneath this panel, there is an accessory line that we're going to tap into. That accessory line is always full power when the car is on, or when the key is in the second switch or above. So we're going to tap into that. That'll be our second trigger. Then this loom will run down here to the second angel eye, and we will be finished. Okay, so we've reached in and we've taken the panel off of this electronics box here, and we're tapping into the red wire with white stripe with yellow bands. Now make sure you check with a manual or a professional before you do this. This is the wire that's working for us, and this is the one we're going to tap into. So we just use a 3M tapping device, squeeze it on there, and now all we've got to do is take the end of our wire here, of our trigger wire, crimp it onto here, and plug that right into place. Okay, so everything went great. The car's back together, everything's tucked away, the installation went great, and now we've got remote angel eyes. And they look great. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you get updated as we release more videos and more installation tips for your BMW. If you want to get specific information on this product or this video, down in the details section below the video should be a link directly to our website. Another way you can interact with us is to put a comment on this video, which we check daily, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them there and we'll respond to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching and have a great one.